Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
Yes,
yeah,
please.
yeah. So this is the trade license and the shops and establishment license. Trade license, it is a state-specific license. Just move on. Trade license, sir, is based on a state-specific license. It's based on West Bengal Municipal Act. It is applicable to all urban local bodies. There are around 290 urban local bodies in West Bengal. So one thing unique about this trade license is that the legacy, it's a very old thing, and later it was like uh, uh, amendments were made. The thing is that every commercial activity needs this trade license. It is not like the size specific or place specific or anything. And if a person, even if he wants to start a tea shop, or if you see a street side vendor, this trade license is applicable for him. It is a pre-establishment license. Matlab, he just needs the intention.
Sorry for interruption, Udaji,
Yeah.
if you don't mind. So could you please as well?
Sorry.
Could you please share your screen while presenting?
Screen sharing. It's not. 1 second. 1 second. Is it visible now?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sir, this trade license, as I was talking about, is a very basic license. Like anybody who wants to do any commercial activity, he has to first apply for this trade license, and this requires an inspection also by an inspector. So it is a pre-establishment license. Interestingly, like he did not start an enterprise, but he just has need to have a intention to start an enterprise. He has to get this license. And over a period of time, as urban local bodies are mostly very politicized bodies, over a period of time, this has become an instrument of a great harassment to a lot of industries, especially micro and small industries. They had made various representations to us to like somehow do away with this trade license, because the trade fee collected is very meager. It starts from 50 rupees to 5 lakh or 10 lakh, but the amount is very meager. So we had got a lot of representations from a lot of business communities to regularize this or to simplify this. The second was a similar license, which is called shops and establishment. This is under a central act of Central Labor Act. This shops and establishment license is done. This shops and establishment license is basically to capture the data of the employees. That is the intent of this license. Whereas this trade license, it is solely revenue generation. There is no data capturing, nothing. It is a revenue, additional revenue to the urban local bodies. Both of these needed inspection. An inspector would visit the site. For shops, a trade license, he would inspect the premises. Basically, the revenue is calculated. The fee for trade license is calculated based on the trade he does, multiplied by the location, multiplied by the area in which he is doing the trade. So that is how the fee is calculated. Here in shops and establishment, the fee is calculated depending on the number of employees. Now, what we thought is that both these are pre-establishment licenses, and they have similar inspection and everything is same. Why don't we merge this together? So the challenges we had was, there were two departments. One is urban development department and another is labor department, and the fee structures were different. The inspection methodology were different. What we decided, this also under World Bank's guidance, what we decided was to do away with inspection and interestingly issue the license real time. So this is what we have done. We have you can apply trade license and shops and establishment through a common application form, which is a simplified form, and you can all the offline processes are digitized. And more importantly, there were around 12 documents for trade license and another 8 documents, totally 20 documents needed for both the licenses. Now we have reduced it to just 2. One is proof of identity and proof of occupancy. So if he is able to upload these two documents, if he is able to give a self-declaration that the details produced by him is true, we have a standard self-declaration form, and if that is done, then the fee is auto-calculated, and he'll be able to pay the fee and download the certificate. Now, this is the list of documents which were earlier required. A host of documents were required because this was unnecessary harassment for the business people. More importantly, is that trade license was just a revenue generating thing. It doesn't have any regulatory thing to do. For example, a premises where suppose an illegal activity, a gambling is happening. Nowhere does a ULB's trade license inspector is caught hold of why he had given the license, because he'll just say it is a revenue based license. He doesn't inspect what is to be done. He'll just inspect whether he'll inspect your space, how much area you'll be doing and in which location you're doing it. Based on that, he calculates the fee and he gives the license. So we have reduced the time to 0. We have reduced the number of documents to 2. We have reduced the cost also in this exercise by 25%. So this is how we did it. We basically wanted to digitize each process, and the methodology I would like to say is that especially in Kolkata, this trade license is a huge department in Kolkata Municipal Corporation. I visited this place where there were separate sections for applying, separate section for assessment, separate section for inspection, separate section for issuance. So on average, a person has to visit 7 to 8 times to the municipality, and this physical interaction itself breeds corruption. So we wanted to cut down everything of this, and there is a huge battery of babus working for this, which is basically a revenue generating license. There is a huge number of clerks and inspectors deployed because there is a large number of commercial activity happening, and every commercial activity needs this license. And more importantly, in the legal part, we had apprehensions because this is a real-time certificate. Anybody can apply. Anybody tomorrow I can apply in the name of Sachin Tendulkar. I can apply on the name of anyone, and I can claim that I've been here. I can use that as a proof in court to say that I've been using this premises, or I've been doing this business. So clearly we had to print a long disclaimer in the trade license saying that this will not be used as a proof of identity or proof of residence, or will not stand in court. It is just a certificate of enlistment. We have changed this trade license into certificate of enlistment, meaning that you have paid the fee and you have got enlisted in our registry. That was the long disclaimer we had to make. And the other thing was doing away with inspection, which with great difficulty, with great political will, it had to be done, because there are 290 urban local bodies, and there are a huge number of inspectors who are involved in this, and completely taking away their pass in overnight by giving it real time was a bit difficult for us also, but we had taken the step. But what we have allowed is that after issuing the license, you can do surprise inspection, that too from the written permission of the head of the department, basically the commissioner, corporation commissioner or municipal commissioner, and he can do complaint based inspection. He cannot do a compliance inspection and then go and harass people. The only two type of inspection allowed is a surprise inspection and a complaint based inspection.
Okay, conclude now, please.
Yeah. So this is the this one we have. Others are I've told the crux actually. This is the snapshot of everything. We have reduced the documents from 30 days timeline to real time. We have issued. And why this license is more important is that this forms the base license for post-establishment licenses. Many post-establishment licenses, even in the application form, they want this shops and establishment and trade license from fire to pollution to whatever licenses you need after establishing. This forms a base license. So simplifying this and giving it real time was the reform. So these are just screenshots of how to apply. So I'll be happy to take questions, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Uday. See, you have done simplification. It's good. But somewhere I feel that there is some sort of oversimplification somewhere, like fire NOC, I think this is something which is a must. We in India, people don't follow the instructions. The moment you lose some of your instructions, just stop following it. Especially there are n number of cases where fire is very, hazardous thing which has happened simply because not following the rules. So I think for a shop and trade establishment, something like fire NOC is important. Another thing which I want to understand is, you said we are not concerned about activity also. You are simply concerned with revenue collection, but activity, you will appreciate, is also very important. Or is it some other department which takes care of that whether it is a legitimate activity or not?
Sir, I'll answer both of the questions, sir. So first thing, fire NOC is a must. Fire NOC, to get a fire NOC, you need a trade license, because this is the pre-establishment license. He has not started anything. He just has an intention to start a business. When he has an intention in this particular place, I have to start a business, he goes for this trade license. So to get a fire inspector inspect your permits, or to apply for a fire license also, this pre-establishment license of trade license is a necessity. So nowhere we are compromising on fire or pollution or anything.
Ultimately, out of 10 documents, this document again will be required. So you can't say it's not required now. You listed 10 documents, of which this was
Sir,
one.
10 documents were earlier required. It was like there was no rationale in requiring those documents. They were just asking them to get.
Pre-requirement, it was not there.
The rationale was, sir, if a person doesn't have documents, then the inspector would negotiate with them. This was the rationale of giving more documents. There was no rationale itself.
Document will be required, no?
That is after establishment, sir.
After
establishment, because the trade license inspector doesn't have the technical expertise to know the building rule or fire rule. He's just
I appreciate. You see, simply issuing a sort of permission or a license to do a business that you have.
Yes, sir.
Ultimately, this fire NOC will be required.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. After he establishes the industry, the fire, he'll have to apply to the fire department. Fire department, that's a separate.
Out of 10, you listed, memorandum and article of association also. That is valid if it's a company, no?
Otherwise, that is valid, sir. Proof of identity. Proof of identity, we either take the proof of identity of an individual or company, sir.
Yeah.
So that is either one of that. If it's an individual, he can give his Aadhaar card, or he can, if it's a company, it's a proof of the association, he can use it, sir. And the second one, what was your query, sir? I just forgot.
No, activity.
This is basically based on the trade the person professes. The fee is calculated based on the trade, the quantum in which he's doing, and the location in which he's doing. That is the way they calculate the fee.
Okay. See, this was my concern, that you see, if you don't tell them that this is what is required, sometimes they don't follow the instructions. They take all advantage of the loopholes of the system, and creates problem later on. No? For example, they can have an establishment in a residential area. No?
So, yes, sir. Even in the offline process or in the regular process also, they can do that. So that is why we are allowing surprise inspection or complaint based inspection. That's basically nobody does it. Out of 100, 10 would do, sir. We can't be punishing the rest 90 for doing it. We have a strong self-certification document also, sir, where penal provisions are also listed. So we basically go on that. This is also a reform which was mooted through World Bank only, sir, while assessing the cities for ease of doing business.
Okay, thank you,
sir.
In fact, Mr. Swarup, my suggestion is that you take some undertakings.
Yes, sir. Self-declaration we have, sir.
Self-declaration, and
sir, we have done away with affidavits and undertakings, sir, because it is another harassment where we find a notary and all. So we do it with self-certification, sir.
Yes, yes. And economic activity can also be tracked. It will be useful for your economic survey and all that. That is also
Rightly said, sir. Right now, in the digital form, we are doing it, sir. We are like we'll be tracking the activity also, sir. What type of trade they are doing.
yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.